Hey, welcome to today's English lesson. Today, I am going to teach you how to think and speak in English about any relationship. Remember, as an English learner, your goal is to speak English fluently. But this lesson will help you understand that fluency first starts in your mind. I'm going to help you organize your thoughts and then actually say what you want to say. Are you ready? Well then, I'm Teacher Tiffany. Let's jump right in. So the first relationship we're going to learn about and think about is the relationship between friends. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my friends by organizing my thoughts using the 5 W's. For who? I've said my friends from college. For what? Acted together in a drama group. When? My sophomore, junior, and senior year. Where? At churches, high schools, colleges, and other local events. Now, why? We all had a passion for spreading God's word in a way that was fun, engaging, and impactful. Now, you see what just happened? I want to tell you about the relationship I have with my friends, but I first organized my thoughts using the 5 W's, and you need to do the same thing. So the thought process is done. Now let's speak about the relationship I have with my friends. So we're going to take that information that we had from right here with the 5 W's, and now we're going to go to speaking. Here we go. My college friends and I used to act together in a drama group. We were in the drama group during our sophomore, junior, and senior years. Our drama group was pretty popular. So we would do plays at churches, high schools, colleges, and other local events. We all enjoyed acting in the drama group because we had a passion for spreading God's word in a way that was fun, engaging, and impactful. Now that is a great English response. That is a fluent English answer, and I want you to be able to do the same. Again, thinking first about the relationship using the 5 W's, and then speaking. Now, within my answer, there were 2 new vocabulary words that I really want to explain to you very quickly. The first one is engaging. So repeat after me. Engaging. Excellent. Last time, engaging. Very good. Now, this word just means tending to draw favorable attention or interest. Think about your favorite TV show or your favorite movie. When you push play, you get really into it. Someone may talk to you, say, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm watching this movie because it's engaging. Hopefully, this English lesson is engaging. All right, this means holding your attention. And our drama group had very, very engaging plays. They were very interesting. So again, engaging. Excellent. All right, now the next word is impactful. After me, impactful. Excellent. Last time, impactful. Good job. Now, this word just means having a major impact or effect. It means affecting you in a way that is powerful. So think about the words your mother or your father say to you or said to you when you were younger. Those words really had an impact on you. They affected you, right? We say impactful. And the plays that I did with my friends when I was in college were very impactful. Makes sense, right? Think about it. I just organized my thoughts using the 5 W's, and now you have a good understanding of the relationship I had with my friends when I was in college. Make sense? All right, now let's move on to the next relationship. I mentioned parents. I mentioned how your parents speak to you and the impact of their words. So using the 5 W's, thinking about the relationship. First, we have who? My friend and his 6-year-old son. What? He spends time reading to him. When? every evening after work. Where? In their family room. Why? He wants to develop a strong bond with his son and teach him the importance of reading every single day. Now again, we're still on step 1. We're just thinking and organizing our thoughts. But you can already start to see that we have enough information to properly speak about the relationship this guy has with his 6-year-old son. So, using the information again, the 5 W's from right here, let's see how we can speak about this relationship. Here we go. My friend and his 6-year-old son have a great relationship. Even though my friend has a ton of responsibility at work, he always makes a point to spend time reading to his son. He usually reads to him every evening after he gets off from work. Their favorite reading spot is the living room. My friend told me that he wants to develop a strong bond with his son and teach him the importance of reading every single day. What happened? Because we did step 1, think, organizing our thoughts with the 5 W's, we were able to provide a good and fluent English answer describing the relationship this guy has with his son, a parent-child relationship. Now, you will see that there are a few words and expressions that I want to explain to you. So very quickly, a ton of. After me, a ton of. Good. Again, last time, a ton of. Excellent. Now, a ton of just means a lot of something, a large amount of something. So, for example, I have some cords with me in my office, and these cords help me connect some of my devices, whether it be my cell phone or my computer or another electronic device to my computer or to a power source. So I have a ton of cords in my office. Again, a lot of cords. Makes sense, right? Okay, good. Now, let's go over the next one. Make a point to. In the answer, I said he always makes a point to spend time reading to his son. Well, makes a point to just means to give one's attention to doing something to make sure that it happens. For example, once a week on Sundays, I have a video English lesson for you. So I make a point to record, organize my ideas and my thoughts, and produce a lesson that will help you speak English fluently. I make a point to record a video every week. Makes sense, right? All right, good. Now, the last one I want to explain is right here. Spot. In the answer, the response, I said their favorite reading spot is the living room. Spot just means a particular place or point. So my favorite food spot, my favorite reading spot, again, just a place or point. Real simple, right? So again, spot. Excellent, very good. Now, we've went over the relationship between friends and the relationship between a parent and a child using the 5 W's for step 1, to think, using the 5 W's, and then we were able to do step 2, speak fluently about the relationship. But what about the relationship you have with your coworkers? Think about it. You see them every day. How can you talk about this relationship? Well, first, we have to start with the 5 W's. Who? My coworkers and I. What? Discussed the new semester schedule. Now, I'll pause real quick. I'm speaking about my coworkers when I used to work at a language institute. So we had different semesters, different periods of time where we would teach the students different subjects. Still English, but different subtopics under English. So again, for me, what? Discussed the new semester schedule. When? Every 2 months. Where? In the staff room at our institute. And why? We had to decide who was going to teach which levels and what classes worked best with our personal responsibilities. So again, step 1, we've thought about it. Using the 5 W's, who, what, when, where, why, we thought about the relationship I had with my coworkers. You can do the exact same thing. 5 W's. Now, using the information from the 5 W's, again, who, what, when, where, and why, I can now do step 2 and speak about the relationship I had with my coworkers. Here we go. Every 2 months, my coworkers and I would come together to discuss the new semester schedule. Our meetings were usually held in the staff room at our institute. It was important for us to get together every 2 months because we had to decide who was going to teach which levels and what classes worked best with our personal responsibilities. I literally just provided you with the information that came from step 1, where I thought about the relationship using the 5 W's. You see how simple it is to think and then speak in English? I'm telling you, this formula will change your life and help you sound more like a native English speaker. Now, there is one expression that I want to explain to you. It's worked best. Let's see real quick. Worked best. All right. Now, work best. This just means it's the better option between 2 options. So there are 2 options you have, but this seems to work the best. So, like I said, what classes worked best with our personal responsibilities? Did one teacher work better with children while another teacher worked better with adults? We discussed those things. So again, in English, we say work best. Excellent. Very good. So again, the only thing you have to remember when you want to speak fluently in English about a relationship is to first think using the 5 W's to organize your thoughts. And then step 2, speak. That's right. Use the information you organized and then speak about that relationship. I really hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Don't forget to keep studying. And I want to remind you also to get the app. If you have not got the English with Tiffani app, I need you to download it now because we're constantly updating it. We recently added something very, very special just for you. So you want to download the app right now in the App Store, and you can see all the brand new content we have just for you. Improve your pronunciation, improve your fluency, and oh, so much more. Click the link right in the description to download the app. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and I will see you next time. Talk to you later. You still there? You know what time it is. It's story time. Hey, I said it's story time. All right. Today's story. In the lesson, I was teaching you how to speak about relationships, right? So I want to tell you about one of my closest friends. She is going to be in my wedding, her and her husband. Now, the first time I met her, we were in South Korea and we were both missionary English teachers. And we had started living together. This was before she got married. Her husband was there too, but they were engaged at the time. So he lived in a separate apartment and she stayed in the apartment that I was assigned to. So she had her room and I had my room. Now, we didn't know each other well. As you all know, though, first, I enjoy cooking. Second, I am an early bird. Maybe you don't know that. I am an early bird. I will wake up at 4 a.m. with no problem at all. 4 a.m., wide-eyed, ready to get started with the day. However, at 8 o'clock at night, no, I'm tired. I am tired. My whole family is actually like that. We're early birds. So anyways, when we first moved in together, we didn't know our styles. I didn't know if she was an early bird or if she was a night owl. So we had to kind of get used to each other. Again, she's one of my closest friends right now. So we had first moved in with each other. And at this time, I was working and studying at the same time. So I would normally get up very early in the morning to study and spend the whole day on Sunday at a Starbucks. But again, we were living together. So we had our separate duties. 1 week I'd clean the kitchen. The next week she'd do the kitchen. And we kind of alternated kitchen and the bathroom. So this just happened to be my week to clean the kitchen. But remember, I told you I was working and studying. So I had to be gone all day. But again, we had just met. It had only been maybe a week or two that we've been living together. So I did not want to leave the apartment without cleaning the kitchen. I didn't want her to think that I wasn't doing my part. So I went into the kitchen. I think it was about 6 or 7 a.m. It was early, but I was trying to wash the dishes quietly. And then in the midst of washing, I heard her in her room. So I assumed, oh, she's an early bird like me, because I thought she was awake and moving around in her room. So I started cleaning the kitchen normally. I mean, pots were hitting each other. Again, I thought she was awake. I thought she was also an early bird. So I'm washing the dishes, happy that I'm doing my part before I had to leave to go study. So I'm washing the dishes and the door opens. So I'm thinking, she's like, yes, Tiffani is an early bird too. Let's have a conversation. So I'm wiping one of the dishes and I turn around to look to her and say, good morning. And when I turned around, it was like a breeze, a cool breeze that was not welcomed hit me like a cold wind. It was like ice. And I looked at her and she just glared at me. Now I'm happy all the time. So I said, hey, good morning. She didn't say anything. She just looked at me, nostrils flaring. I said, this is not what I expected. Again, I'm holding the dish, looking at her. The situation is really awkward. She is wrapped up in a blanket. I said, okay, maybe she's cold. It was the summertime though. She just glared at me. Remember, I said good morning and she did not respond. And she proceeded to shut her door. She was still in the kitchen with me though. She shut her bedroom door and she walked towards our front door. The entire time she's staring at me, glaring. I said, maybe this is not what I expected. And she opened the front door and slammed it. I said, okay, not sure what just happened there. Fast forward several months. Now we are super close. Again, we never talked about what happened. Several months later, we had gotten close. There was another coworker and we were having, I think, a movie night. And my roommate had stepped out for a second and this coworker and I were talking and she was like, girl, I'm glad y'all are close friends. I said, yeah, really cool. She said, I'm not sure what happened in the beginning though. I said, what do you mean? And she said, our friend is not an early bird. And that our friend, the one that was my roommate, actually told her, I don't know if I'm going to be able to live with Tiffani. She wakes up too early. It's too loud. And I can't believe she woke me up. I had no idea that she had complained to the other coworker. Now, again, this is months later. So all of us are super close and we laughed about it. But I never will forget that situation because I honestly thought that she was in her room awake and moving around. And so, yes, the other coworker said, no, Tiff, she was pretty mad. So again, when she came back in the room, I looked at her and I said, so you were mad at me. You didn't tell me. And she burst out laughing because, again, we're super close now. But in the very beginning, she didn't tell me how she really felt about that day. So it's kind of an ongoing joke we have now. They all know I'm an early bird, and at night they stay up and I go to sleep. So we're all very close again, but I will never forget that situation. So maybe you have a friend like that maybe at the beginning of your friendship, it was a little bit rocky. You weren't sure if you were going to make it. Let us know in the comment section. All right, guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Don't forget to think and then speak English fluently. I'll catch you next time. Have an awesome week.